guys, the Super Review Show for another My Thoughts on video. This is my thoughts, personally, on the Flash movie that we're getting later this year. Now, in the midst of all the news that came, there hasn't been too much news lately, but this is why I wanted to give my thoughts on video for this movie. The thing about this movie that fascinates me personally, well, there's many things to do, but the most important, most key thing for me personally is Michael Keaton's returning as Batman. And there was a report that came out with that announcement, shortly after that announcement was made, saying that the role Michael Keaton has in the Batman film, in the Flash movie, is compared his level of a role to what Sean Connery was to Harrison Ford in Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. They're saying it's that big of a role, which to me is a little intriguing. Why would you? I mean, I'm all for it, don't get me wrong, because I love the Batman films in the 80s and 90s, except Batman Forever, and of course, except Batman and Robin. But the film, this just is so intriguing to me personally. This whole Flash movie with Batman in it, and like they're going to incorporate other things into it as well. I don't know what's going on with it personally, but I'm intrigued to see this movie. Because the Flash is one of those characters we've never seen on screen before until, I believe, it was Batman vs. Superman. We saw that Ezra Miller is playing the Flash. And I got to say, the visuals of the Flash were great, too. And I think this is going to be definitely a visual effects heavy film. I'm curious to see where they go story-wise. But like I said, the fact that they're bringing in Michael Keaton as Batman, his actual Batman, is fascinating to me. And Michael Keaton's back as Batman. Another thing that really was intriguing to me personally about this movie was the fact that they said they're going to relaunch or reset the DCEU. Look, I'm all for taking the DCEU forward and all that stuff, but I think Warner Brothers is trying to say, look, we botched a couple of things here and there along the way. Look, as much as I'm of the opinion that Batman vs. Superman, the extended cut that you can only see that's 3 hours long on like HBO Max, it's a really good movie if you watch the extended cut. However, we got the theatrical cut in theaters, and we got what we got, and people were not as happy with it. However, if you watch, and I cannot emphasize this enough, if you watch the extended cut, there are things in that movie that are not in the theatrical cut that may change your mind about the movie. I mean, I still contend that was the best Batman we ever saw on screen, like as far as physicality, as far as the true definition of who Batman is. Ben Affleck personified that. Robert Pattinson, I'm coming for you. We're going to see what Robert Pattinson does. Anyways, regardless, the Flash movie said there's going to reset the DCEU. I don't know how they're going to do that. I'm not. Also, to be fair warning, I'm familiar with the Flash. I know who the different iterations and whatnot. But I'm not like a hardcore I'm the Flash on Earth 5. I'm not like one of those people. I'm sorry. I wish I was. I get it, but I'm just not that. I love the character. I'm just not into it as much as you might think you would be. That being said, I am all for this movie. I'm really excited to see what it does, truthfully, because, like I said, they're bringing in Batman. They're going to reset the DCEU to an extent. I'm very curious to see where it goes from here, personally. I mean, but right now, DC's doing really well. I mean, they just had, despite how it bombed, critics loved the Suicide Squad film. The rated R one. Black Adam's coming out soon as well. And look, I said this before on Mixed Bag several times and other things as well. Listen, I love Marvel, I love DC, and I love them equally. I don't put one over the other. That's me. Because I think that they're both incredible characters, incredible content. You know, you can differentiate between one is better than the other all you want. But to me personally, I love just about everything Marvel Studios has done. And I pretty much enjoyed a lot of the stuff that DC has done. Have I enjoyed all of DC and their films? No, I didn't see Birds of Prey, so I can't really make a judgment on that. But I'm very curious to see what the Flash movie goes. I'm curious to see where they take the rest of the Black Adam film with The Rock. The Rock is playing Black Adam. Come on. So overall, I'm really excited about the Flash movie. I'm curious where they go with it as far as actually timelines and storylines and whatnot. I'm very curious to see. I mean, they went through 75 directors to get this thing done, as well as 30 screenwriters. Look, my answer to that back then was read a freaking comic book. Get on with it, because it's not that hard to do a character that is really not as simple, but he's a simpler character than, let's say, Mr. Mexoplex, or I don't even know, he's a much simpler, like a Martian Manhunter. You know, he's such an easier character to do than that. Or Lobo. There's a couple of others that I could list off, but whatever. Overall, I am excited for the Flash movie later this year. There will be an out of the theater review of it at the time as well. I'm very curious to see this movie. I really want to see it, and why can't it come out sooner? I don't know. We'll see. But anyways, that's going to do for this. My thoughts on video. Thank you so much for watching. But what are your thoughts on this? Jump down in the comment section below. Share your thoughts on the Flash movie with me that's coming out later this year. Super stoked for this movie. Very curious to see where they go with it. And we'll see where it goes. But for all of my thoughts on videos, keep it locked on The Super Review Show. The J-Man is off to rock. We'll see you guys later.